There was no team, there was no support.
I struggle to understand how your body was able to cope with the strain.
Totally on my own. I was just sleeping in trees every night. I've been training, running quite a lot at the time. I'd got into marathons and things. So that kind of, I had this kind of spark going, I'm going to run home from Asia. So, I did that. I had a couple grand that I got from a clinical trial where when I went to Australia, you walk into this hospital building, they pump you full of this new untested drug that they've got, give you a couple grand for the pleasure.
Any good?
It was all right, to be fair. To a traveller at the time as well, right? Like free accommodation, free food, 2 weeks, and they're going to pay me. I was like, sweet as. So, I took that money and then I bought a hammock and a camelback and a pair of running shoes and a one-way ticket to Istanbul, and then I just ran home from there. So that was kind of the start of it, and it was like super raw. Obviously, there was no team, there was no support.
Were you on your own?
Yeah, totally on my own. I was just sleeping in trees every night, just tie my hammock up and I just sleep there. Then I'd wake up, run another marathon, and for me that was kind of like, it wasn't really documented very well because I didn't really know about social media at the time. I wasn't really a social media person. I just thought I'd take a few photos along the way and just upload them to the gram for the boys back home. So yeah, I'd just take a photo every day and be like, yes lads, I'm in Serbia tonight or something, whatever it's going on. So I finished that, and then I thought there's something in this. That was a massive journey for me. It was like, that was my kind of like breakthrough sort of moment, like when you were speaking about your marathon in the desert. So that was my kind of like, whoa, I can do anything here. Like if I really, that to me, what that showed me was I'm a ferocious little bastard, right? And if I set my sight on something and go, that is it, that is all I'm after, is that, and I just chew down, then I can make anything happen. Or I could certainly make a lot more than I thought I was capable of happen. So after I finished the Ages of London run, I started thinking about new continents and blah, blah, blah. And I was looking at Africa and I was thinking, doable. But that took about 3 years really to get that on the go, because I needed for Africa, I needed more resources. I needed a team. It wasn't physically possible without certain things in place. So, then I went on a journey of like, okay, well, how does business work? And how do we get sponsors? What do sponsors want from me? Why would they sponsor something like this, etc., etc. Trying to kind of bring a team on, sell them a vision. Like, right, we're going to do this. I'm going to be the first person to run Africa. We're going to film it. We're going to put it on YouTube. We're going to do it, blah, blah, blah. We're going to make a documentary, all this stuff. So, that was about a 3-year process in itself just to get to the start line. And then, I always said to everyone that was involved, I was like, as soon as, the difficult part for me is getting to the start line. Once I'm on the start line, it's game over. We're making it happen.
And you did more than a marathon on many of the days.
You just, I think on average it was about 50k a day.
For a year?
For a year, well, 352 days, yeah. Long. But it was that ferociousness in me that like everything aligned perfectly. When there's times in your life where everything just lines up and you're like, hell for leather, this is getting it every day for a year. And it's like, wow, it really took it out of me big time. But I knew that I wanted to leave everything out there and just leave that constant knowing I gave it absolutely everything I had, more than I ever thought I could have. And I just left it all there.
Had you mapped out the time it was going to take you, or did you kind of figure that out as you were going?
Well, originally I thought about 8 months. So originally I was kind of planning on going straight through the middle. And then, as is Africa, there's coups and border problems and all types of different problems going on. So we ended up kind of skirting around the West Coast, which added a bunch of mileage on.
I did think that you that the line you chose was not direct.
Definitely not direct, yeah. And believe me, I would have taken a direct route if I could have. But, going through that, it was Niger. Niger was a bit of an issue. And even throughout the project, I was, I'd often sit down with the team and go, I think we should go through Niger, because, it would cut off about 2,000-3,000 K. But, unfortunately, no, it wasn't possible. There's a lot of problems going on.
I've had the pleasure of chatting to you before about this, and you mentioned that you didn't have any physio the whole time you were in Africa.
No.
I struggle to understand, I'm not suggesting that that's not true, I struggle to understand how your body was able to cope with the strain of moving, even if you weren't running hard, like, which I think, you were clearly moving well, but, how did you manage the pain?
Oh, the pain was tough.
Sleep is the most impactful and natural performance-enhancing tool at our disposal. Without it, my body would simply not be able to recover and repair itself after I go for a run or a workout. It is essential to maintaining and enhancing our well-being. With Whoop, I'm able to track my sleep every single night and how it affects the type of activities I choose to do the following day. Think of sleep as your bank balance. The best thing is that every single day you get the chance to deposit more into the bank so that in the long term, you withdraw in the form of energy expenditure when you need it most. Whoop breaks down sleep so as to take the guesswork out of the equation. Not only do you get guidance each day around how much sleep you need based on your activity that day and what your optimal time to go to bed is, but with Whoop, you get a detailed analysis of the quality of your sleep and what you can do to be improving it. In addition to monitoring your sleep, you'll also get detailed insights into your recovery, stress levels, strain, and feedback on how your lifestyle choices impact each of these metrics. If you are interested in taking control of your health and wellness so that you can excel in all aspects of your life, you have to go and check out Whoop. Go to join.whoop.com/untapped to try Whoop for free for 30 days today.
Probably one of the most difficult parts in it. Like, I don't know what injuries you kind of had, but I remember there was a few, like there was a back problem I had, and it started, all of the nerves in my legs and my lower back were like pinging off every now and again, like just kind of uncoordinated, and I found that really tricky. There's a lot of stuff though that's kind of surface level pain, if you know what I mean, like things like blisters and muscle fatigue, and it's only when things like snap or nerves get involved that it's like, that's a big problem.
Did you have to fix anything along the way?
There was always certain things. Like I remember there was I had my right foot swelled up pretty bad. Republic of Congo, I think that was. But you can manage, for me, it's all about just managing the situation. So over the course of 16,000 K, I was like, look, it's probably unrealistic to think I'm going to go out there and just bash 5-6 minute Ks like every day, non-stop 50K a day. But when I picked up an injury, it was more just like, right, let's manage that situation until it's kind of got over that hill, and then we can go back. So it's just like, if I picked up like my back issue, for example, then I took some time to walk and like ease that intensity, and then lo and behold, these things come back around. It's time, patience.
The body, it's a remarkable thing.
It really is incredible, mate. Yeah.
Did you find that your body transformed, adapted to what you were putting it through when you told yourself that it's a reality, that this is day in, day out going to be the case, and so you eliminate any kind of doubt that this is going to stop? Did you find, how quickly did you find that your body responded to that with change?
100%. Like, I always found, I don't know if you ever get this, but I might wake up and think, oh, my knee or something, my knee, feeling whacked today. I don't know, like I'm standing like going, I can't even put any pressure on it. And the amount of times something like that's happened, and then I've gone, well, in my head anyway, like the day's running is happening, right? So it's less of a, is it happening or isn't it happening? It's just how are we going to do it? And then I'll start, and an hour, it might take an hour, but an hour or so in, it starts easing up, and we can just keep, going. It's all just push.